I'd like to call tonight's zoning board of appeals meeting to order. The first things we have on our agenda are minutes from our last meeting. Any thoughts on whether we should approve them or wait until Andrew's back?
I think we should wait till Andrew's back, because he voted on something, didn't he?
Yep,
Yeah.
he did. All right, so let's table that till next time.
Everyone agree? With that?
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine.
The second item is, I was approached by the town planner, this draft letter that they gave me. They want to, they suggested that we apply, that the town apply for a grant to go through our zoning bylaws and see if it needs to be updated. And I didn't feel right signing this letter without bringing it up before the board and talking about whether it's appropriate for us to send such a letter.
Well, I can tell you right now that I feel a little different about it. I'm not sure if I would like to know, what are they gonna change? Are they gonna take more things away from us? Are they gonna change frontages? Who is doing it, how are they doing it, and why are they doing it is my questions. Because
Yeah.
I don't particularly want to lose anything, any powers, if you will, that this board has.
Yeah.
But I do agree that they haven't been done in many years, like I think you were saying. But my other thing is that I'm kind of worried about them being changed for particular reasons that we don't know of. I mean, if they go and change something, are they gonna come to us first before they change it, or are they just gonna change it?
Can I suggest something?
Go ahead.
Maybe we ask the town planner to come in here to our next, how quickly are they looking to get this done?
Fairly quickly, I think.
And we have another meeting in June, if the town planner wanted to come in June and just explain to us what their
Yeah.
plan is and,
Okay,
as opposed to, yeah.
I'll talk to Liz and.
Yeah, we like to know the process they're going through,
Yeah.
and they just gonna go and change something, or are they gonna,
If you have questions and
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable with it, then I
Right,
have
well,
no problem with it.
And this is why I wanted to bring it here.
Yeah,
so that
I think
we
you did the
could
right thing.
decide what to do.
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll talk to Liz and see if she can come to the next meeting.
Yeah, just,
And if they're more in a hurry because of some deadline, we may have to do communication through Nick about what their plan is.
yeah, no problem.
We'll have a
Yeah.
special meeting too,
Yeah.
You could always do that if you
Could always
needed
have a
to. Yeah.
special
If it's needed.
Yeah.
if it's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta remember, guys, this is what we go by, and we wanna make sure that things ain't taken away from us.
Right, yeah.
I don't think this is going to determine that. I think this is more of a comprehensive review. And
The
just to
review.
review the whole thing, but I think if you have questions,
We should get them
we
answered.
should get them answered.
Right.
Before we send a letter supporting something that we don't have answers to.
Right.
Not to say that I don't feel that the zoning board requirements could use a review.
No, I think.
No, I agree.
We all
We already
here
found
have
one.
found
Oh,
some.
yeah, yeah,
So
definitely,
It's not
yeah.
like we can't overlook.
I do agree with that, I just
Not
want to,
Peter, but I agree with you, Richard, that there are parts of it we should be sure of what we're voting for before
and
we
that
go ahead and do it.
stays in our powers.
So I would also conclude that we would bring the planner board in front of us and, or the
Well,
representative.
Town planner.
Town planner.
Because he's the one who's putting it.
Just go over what the plan is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we can go from there, and if necessary, we could have an emergency meeting.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll reach out to town planner and go from there. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The next item on our agenda is the petition of Kevin Tran for a finding per MGL Chapter 40A, Section 6, to construct a 20 by 16 deck on a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The property is located at 263 Chestnut Street on Assessor's Map 50, Lot 6, in the multi-use planned developmental district zone. If someone representing Mr. Tran could come up and tell us your name and address and what your project is about, and then we can go from there. Yeah, up to the.
At the microphone.
Name and address, please.
Hi, my full name is Kevin Tran, and my address is 263 Chestnut Street in Abington.
Thank you, Kevin.
Just
What's the plan?
Yeah, what are you planning
What
to
do we need to do?
Oh, just to build a backyard deck for my family.
Yeah. And the setback in that area, side setback it's 50 feet, I think I saw in one of these documents.
Correct, yeah.
And you want to go down to 37. But the house is already non-conforming, right?
Correct. The house is already in that side setback.
Yeah, it's got everything.
Residential is also not allowed in that area. Obviously, this well predates
Yeah.
that district change.
The Muppet
The
district.
Muppet, yeah, Muppets, Muppets. Yeah, you could tell by the house and then the piece of land itself. Is this the Buddhist temple next to you?
Yes. Oh, well, it's like it's basically a house that's owned by the Buddhist temple, but it's not an actual temple. If that makes sense.
So this house is the one that's owned by but where the water is, the lake is?
yeah, the one next door that's by the pond.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's the house. okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Correct.
The Buddhist one is,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
But just a standard outdoor deck.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because we also own 2 dogs, and so we don't feel comfortable letting them run on our, land. We do have enough land for them to run, but we don't have a gate yet. And so my dog is just gonna jump in the pond. It's all dirty with all ticks and stuff, so we wanted just to have a deck above the grass. So that they're kind
How
of
high is the deck
closed.
gonna sit off the ground?
I'm not too sure. Do you?
Very patio door.
Yeah, but like how high is it from the grass?
Same with the patio door.
Same with the foundation?
Yeah, so, about, yeah. It's not gonna be too high. It's kind of like ground level, if that makes sense.
The first floor.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No roof, nothing like that?
Nope.
Is it gonna be fully enclosed, like you said, to control the dogs?
Yep, exactly. So there's gonna be pretty much like the guardrails, and then there'll be like a walkway in and out, and that will have a gate. That will kind of swing a little bit so that they won't try to jump over anything.
And of course, foundations, right? You're just gonna have posts going down to footings?
Correct, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's the building inspector will take care of all of that.
No, I just want to make sure because there's no cellar or
Yeah.
or anything, that big of a, I'm just worried about water getting trapped underneath there or whatever, so.
Got it.
So posts, footings.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Tran?
No? So with the section 6 finding, it's just whether or not it's substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the
Yeah.
existing structure. So that's all we have to find, is if it's not substantially more detrimental, then
Yeah, I can't see where.
we can grant the section 6 finding, so.
Yeah, I can't see where a generous sized deck would be
No,
detrimental.
on a lot that size.
Yeah.
Right.
It's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. If there are no more questions for Mr. Tran, I'll see if there's anyone in the audience who would like to come up and speak on this topic as well. Yes. Just come on up to the thing and tell us your name and address, please.
Sure. So my name's Adam Wedge. I'm a resident, 243 Chestnut Street, which is the lot line that is at 37.4 feet away. So the property and where the house sits trails off and slopes towards my property line. When we get substantial rain in that area, that entire area basically becomes a river and flows towards the street as it's sloping down in that direction. I've talked to a couple of the neighbors. They've all expressed a similar concern. We've had probably 4 sets of neighbors in 7 years of living at this location. Each has improved the property, added patios, put in solar panels, pumps in their basement. The area gets water. I get water in my basement, other people get water in their basement, and it seems as if it's getting worse. The concern that a couple of the neighbors have expressed to me, who have small children and unfortunately couldn't be here today, were that if they're digging footings closer to the property lines and closer to our houses in that neighborhood, it's going to continue to cause further water issues in our basements. The neighbor to the left of me, which is slightly behind where the sheds are located, they basically perpetually pump their basement out, and the people closest to the corner in the street, they basically pump it out pretty intermittently. I'm fortunate. I've been able to get about 6 years before I had to start pumping my basement when it rains. Had to put a new pump system in last year and everything else like that. So that is the concern with the size of the deck, and given the fact that we've had basically an average of 2 years per neighbor, we've endured projects, replacements of doors, things of that nature with all good spirits, because ultimately it's somebody else's property. They have the privilege to improve it and renovate it. But several of the neighbors had expressed concerns to me that, a 12, 15-foot deck, 10-foot deck is a deck. It's something that you're going to be using to have dinner outside with, but a a 20-foot deck is a little bit more substantial. So ultimately, the location of it, I have no opposition to. Certainly fine putting a deck there. It would come out from ground level, but the posts and where it would extend out into the yard would be significant. They'd be probably 4 or 5 feet high in some places, given the slope of the property.
Okay.
That's
Does
it.
anyone have questions for him?
I don't?
No. No, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to close the public part of the meeting so we can discuss it
Maybe,
amongst ourselves.
I don't know if Mr. Tran might want to respond first.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any,
Respond
any response, or?
No, I mean, besides, that's his concerns, and all the other neighbors are definitely fair. We just moved in, and just like he's right, there's been a lot of renovations on the home, because there were a lot of problems for the home prior to us moving in as well, so we've done a few renovations, And at the end of the day, that's perfectly fine with his concern about, the water collection. We can definitely make our deck as small as we can without, obviously, burdening the other neighbors, and without also kind of like cramping us on the deck. It's like, we can always meet in the middle, you know what I mean? I'm pretty easy to work with, so.
So you're willing to make it smaller? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so pretty much, if, in this case, if we don't get approved because of this gentleman's concerns, because it's too far out or whatever it is, we can always compromise and figure out a new design, some type of way where we're not bothering them and that it's big enough for us to enjoy.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of some type of shielding, but I don't know. You're definitely higher than everybody else, correct? You're higher.
Like in terms of like like the
Yeah,
like the height of it.
yeah.
It's like it's definitely a little bit slope
Elevation.
too, and but even if we're on the slope too, we also do get water in our basement just like him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a typical
pump in it for
wet
sure,
area,
right.
swampy area.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we can talk about that amongst ourselves.
Excuse me?
I'm going to bring up something in our discussion amongst ourselves about that.
Oh, okay.
So should we close the public part, or should we
Motion.
keep going?
Well, that's up to, I don't, that's up to you guys, but,
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any further questions for Mr.
yeah,
Grant.
any questions?
and I don't have any more.
You have any more questions, Brucey?
Does the building inspector have any questions?
No, no questions from me. It looks like, just, I know there was one question from the board. They got the elevations marked on this.
Yeah.
Looks like 163.6 for first floor.
Yeah,
And then the grade there is around 161, which, assuming first floor deck, could put it a couple feet above grade. So pretty low lying deck.
And I would be more concerned if I had a roof on this, because
Right.
the water collection and the runoff from the water collection would be a much more serious a problem to deal with. But a flat deck is no different than a flat patio, as far as I'm concerned, as far as collecting water. I don't know if you could pitch the deck somehow so that it would flow the other way, but I'm not quite sure groundwater is going to go where groundwater is going to go. I live on Orange Street, and I know what groundwater is, so I've been pumping for 38 years, so.
It's just certain that
so-
we're not contributing to the river that occurs.
But I kind of feel that a flat level deck is not a water collector any more than any other flat level surface, whether it was yard or anything else, as far as water runoff is concerned. So I understand your concern about water runoff, and I appreciate your concern with water runoff. I'm fully viable to say I can speak to it, because I've been speaking to it in this town for over 38 years. But I am happy to say that it's a flat deck, as opposed to having a pitch deck or a roof deck. And again, the fact that you're willing to shrink it down a few feet, that's very good. Working with your neighbors is always a helpful thing to do.
Yeah, we just moved in, so at the end of the day, we've
Yeah,
only been
I-
in the property for 2 months. We just
That's
try not
great.
to upset anybody,
I defend your rationale for keeping your dog safe. That's not a problem to me at all. But again, it is a flat surface with an open porous,
no foundation.
no foundation. Yes, you are putting pilings in, but that's what you have, that's required by code. So you can't get away from that either. You can't just stick it on stone, because it's got to support the weight. And again, looking at the elevation, as Andy pointed out, or as Nick pointed out, we're talking 1 to 3 degrees, so it's not like it's a huge difference there one way or the other as far as the water's concerned. But you don't want to, certainly don't want to pitch it to the left because you're running it into your house. So, and the only other option would be to try to pitch the deck boards to run to the rear of the house as opposed to the side of the house, to hopefully not inundate his yard any more than it's already being inundated. But that's the only conclusion I would think is, instead of having the deck boards run this way, run them this way. So just turn your foundation so that the supporting boards allow that flow concern. But if you're willing to speak to your neighbor and reduce the size of the deck, I appreciate that, so. But I still feel that there's a sound process here trying to be done to protect the dogs and to have some kind of livable space outside to keep your dogs safe, so. Other than that, Richard, do you have anything else?
Well, I think what the neighbors were concerned about is the size too. So,
There's an existing patio that's there. My assumption is that they're gonna lay the deck over the existing patio rather than take it up. So it's basically gonna be 2 permeable surfaces on top of each other. I'm not certain that they're actually gonna, the drainage is going to improve as a result. Those pavers look like they're kind of older and larger, so I'm not certain that they're taking that up when they put the deck in.
So they're gonna have to put pilings
They're
through
gonna
those,
have to-
they're gonna have to go through those, if they're gonna put a deck on, they're
They have
gonna
to
have to
take
go
it off.
through that rock.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, stone, rock.
20-foot deck, it's gonna extend past where the existing patio is.
Oh, so it's it's larger than the existing patio, okay. That's where, the pictures would be helpful there.
I don't know, the pitching is going to help, because if
Yeah.
it goes away from the
No.
house, it's going to make the water, it's not going to improve the water runoff.
What is the size of the existing
patio?
patio?
The patio that we laid some of the bricks down, it is long, but it's not like wide. I mean, but like I said, it was a home project that we did because.
So you put
because-
bricks down, it's not concrete.
No, it's not. You can easily just dig it up. No. I
Paved.
placed those concretes there because the grass that was growing in that area had ticks on it, which is why I'm building
Right.
the deck now. But it was a temporary fix so I can let my dogs out and then come back in.
Okay.
So no, it's not sealed. There's no concrete. I can lift the brick up.
Yeah, it's not a concrete,
Which means it's porous.
yeah, which water's going through it anyway.
Right. Do you have any more questions for the open meeting?
No.
Make a motion then?
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second?
Yep.
All in favor?
All.
Aye.
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 We can,
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
On the-
What did you want to say?
Well, I understand the neighbor's concern and Mr. Tran's willingness to work with them. When they come for a building permit for that, they're going to have to go to you anyway.
Yeah, I mean, on the building of it, as long as their framing and their footings are sufficient, there isn't much to it on the
Right.
deck,
Yeah.
You're not gonna let them put it on stone, so.
No.
It's
they'll
gonna be
need to-
footings, it's gonna be beams,
Yeah.
it's gonna be,
And there's going to be holes in whatever underground support is there now,
yeah.
because they have to.
Yeah.
One point of order is if we approve this, as presented, he doesn't have to build a 20 by 16 deck.
he does not have to. He can,
He can, but he doesn't have
Doesn't
to,
have
and
to, right.
that's something he can work out with his neighbors.
exactly, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was, you were
I don't
clear on
think,
that
I
point.
don't think he can go beyond the 20 by
No.
16,
No,
but
but
he
you
certainly
don't have
could
to
be
build
less.
two. You can build
Right.
below,
Yeah.
but you can't build beyond.
Yeah.
Okay,
You have to keep to whatever the application says,
Yeah.
or less.
yeah. Especially with his willingness to work with his neighbors, I don't see any reason not to approve this.
No, and he's working on his house, he's trying to make it better, trying to make his dog safer.
Yeah,
It's my first home, so I mean, I'm just so excited to do a bunch of stuff. So
What were you thinking? Never mind.
yeah.
We feel for the neighbors though, we wanna,
yeah,
I'm glad somebody was here to represent the neighbors.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the water situation. I don't know if it's gonna cause more of a problem
Well, I mean, a deck's not going to cause any more problem than
than already there is.
grass or the pavers, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not like you're affecting the slope.
No, you're not doing damage to the slope or anything. But it was good information we got, definitely.
Yeah.
I got no more.
All right, any other discussion?
No, I have nothing.
I would entertain a motion on this matter.
I'm not a voting member, so.
Right.
I know. Yeah,
It's a finding, right?
it's
It's
a
a
finding.
finding, so you only need 2 out of 3 votes,
Yeah.
so majority.
You got it, Bob?
For the petition from Kevin Tran for the finding of Mass General Laws, Chapter 48, Section 6, to construct a 20 by 16 deck or less on a pre-existing non-conforming structure, the property located at 263 Chestnut Street, and working on the Assessors Map 50, Lot 60, in the multi-use plan development district zone. I vote that we approve the finding with the willingness of the owner of the house to work with his neighbors about sizing the deck, but not making it any larger than what the applicant has applied for.
All right, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, Mr. Tran, and thank you for coming to the meeting.
And good luck with everything.
I was informed just prior to the meeting that the second item, the petition of Allison Gately, we have to wait until next month because they didn't get their advertisement in, is that right?
That's correct.
All right, so we'll go on to the third item, which is the, I'll probably butcher this person's name.
I know, how do you say the last name?
Oh, that's not so
Garnasso?
bad.
Garnasso. Garnasso. I'm hacking. Go ahead.
The petition of Mark Guanasso for a finding per Mass General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 6, to construct a garage addition on a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The property is located at 45 Margaret Road on Assessor's Map 37, Lot 144, in the medium-density residential R30 zone. If you would come up and give us your name and address and tell us about your project.
Mark Bonasso, 45 Margaret Road. Evening.
Good evening.
I have an existing garage that I'm looking to demolish and replace with a new structure. It's currently undersized and the structure needs repair. So it's going to be 3 feet wider and it's going to go 8 feet longer to the length of the house of 22 feet. Right now, it's short of the width of the
Oh,
house.
yeah, it looks really short.
Yeah, it's like a shed.
Yeah.
I decided to back it in there, I go, what's this? Wow. I've only been there a few years, so I'm making improvements, and that's one of the ones I'd like to make.
Compared to the house, it's really small.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking when they built that, but it's dated, I don't know how long ago, but it's dated. Maybe horse and buggy, I don't know. So basically, I'm just looking to replace that with a newer structure, a little bit wider to meet the width of the house, which is 22 feet, and a couple of feet wider, which is within 24 feet of the boundaries and 20-foot setback.
What about the height? Keeping the height the same?
The height's going to be a little taller because it's very short right now.
All right.
It's going to be a little bit, I think a 12-foot pitch in the front and slightly domed in the back so I have some walk-up storage.
So would you say that your neighbors have the same type of
Oh, yeah.
garage? All right,
Yep,
because,
they're here right now, actually,
oh, okay. All right.
supporting.
Because I just want to make sure that, you're building something that,
Stick on the
It's
neighbor.
going to be,
Yeah.
it's going to be so much more appealing than it is now.
all right, so it's going to be higher and,
Yeah.
of course, wider.
I think one thing, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but it's higher than what currently there for garage, but
Right.
not higher than.
No, still fall below the roof line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say like the middle of the roof, middle?
3/4.
Okay, yeah,
That's about the middle now.
okay, I see it.
Is it an R30 zone?
Yeah.
So is the nonconformity just the
The lot
lot
size.
size? That's
Yeah.
it. So he's still going to be within the setbacks and all?
He's keeping this within the setbacks, yes.
Thanks.
All right.
So again, same standard, whether
Yeah.
or not it's more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing structures.
Right. Yeah. The scale of the new garage will be more in keeping with the scale of the house,
Mostly, but
Exactly.
better.
So it's only going to be a one-car garage
Yeah.
too, right? No? Because I've seen where guys put 2 or 3.
I'd love to put 2, but there's no room.
No room, all right, okay, all right.
All right, would be any more questions for him?
I don't know.
I don't have any more questions. Is there anyone else in the audience who wants to come up and speak on this matter?
Just have no objection to it.
But you
What's
just
that?
come up-
Just state, can you just
Yeah,
give
could
your name?
One of yous come up and just,
Yeah, just tell us your name, let him come up.
You know she was gonna make you do it.
Yeah, that's
You know
right.
that, right? I saw the elbow. Get your,
I get that elbow all the time.
we know who's in charge. Don't worry about it.
I'm Jim Mulligan, 55 Margaret Road,
Thank you, Jim.
next door neighbor, a butter. In my opinion, it should have been done a long time ago. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I look at it from the outside, I don't know what the inside looks like. It's either a garage for a motorcycle or a little larger shed than, you might need, but it should have been done a long time ago.
Okay.
And we have absolutely no objections.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming up.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We don't have any more questions for you.
I'm gonna have a motion to close the open portion of the meeting, unless anyone else has questions for the.
Second,
All in-
Second.
all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. I don't see any problem with approving this
No.
at all.
Yeah.
My only concern is not being able to see any plans or anything like that,
Yeah.
that the structure maintains the same of the existing structure. So what I'm saying to you is that, because I can't see what your building plan is, however you finish the house, it has to stick with how your house is finished now. So it's not like I can ask you to put platinum gold siding on and stuff like that.
Although it matches your house.
Yeah,
It's
as long
matched.
as it matches the,
Yeah.
the-
Same vinyl siding.
Yeah.
as long as it keeps to the same trim and style of the existing home I have, that will be the only existing question I have.
It's beautiful purple.
All right, great.
But that's all right.
Yeah. Well, I guess, is there any more discussion about this?
No, I think, as the neighbor said, probably should have done a long time ago.
Yeah. Would entertain a motion that includes something about keeping it with the same architectural features. We could do that. I think that would be helpful, just to cover ourselves.
On the petition from Mark Ganasso,
I'll take that.
what is it?
Guanasso.
Guanasso. I apologize. Mark
Guanasso.
Guanasso. How you get a G to a W, I don't know, but that's America, okay? That's what I'm gonna tell you. We got an American Pope, you can have a G and a
That's
W,
right.
okay?
That's beautiful.
So the petition of Mark Guanasso.
There you go.
Okay, hey, buonanotte, dite. For the finding of Mass General Laws, Chapter 68, Section 6, for construct a garage addition on a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The property located at 45 Margaret Road in Assessors Map 37, Lot 144, in a medium-density residential R30 zone, in keeping with the current style and tradition of the existing home. I vote that we approve this recommendation of 48, Section 6.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good
Good luck
luck.
with everything.
You're gonna need it.
No, you're not. Everything's gonna be fine.
Thank you, Ms. Manassa.
Wait for the tear off, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
It'll be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Gonna be all.
We're gonna be fine.
All right. The
Canada
final,
loves us.
the final item on our agenda is the petition of Mark and Megan Lehner. All right. For a variance under section 175-29 for side yard setback from 20 to 14 feet and a finding per Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 6, to construct a one-story addition on a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The property is located at 69 Doris Drive on Assessor's Map 40, Lot 150, in the medium-density residential R30 zone. If someone could come up and tell us about the project and what your plans are.
Mark Lehner, 69 Doris Drive in Abington. Yeah, we've been at the property for just hit 6 years. We just welcomed our second child, and we're just looking to add on an addition to get a little bit more space. Currently, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, so we're looking to add an additional bedroom.
Okay.
This is obviously non-conforming because of the lot size.
The lot size,
And
front
setback.
setback, side setback. The,
There are no drawings of the,
We don't have drawings yet. I didn't know if it was gonna get approved, and I didn't wanna spend a couple grand to get them done if I couldn't use it.
Okay, what exactly, are you gonna do, put a second floor on, correct?
No, it's just going to be a single story. It's going to be,
Second floor,
I'm sorry?
second floor?
No. It's main floor. It's got, the addition's going
one-story house,
to,
right?
yeah, it's a one-story house. It's going to extend into the driveway.
Where the cross-hatching is.
This right here?
That's the house.
Is this where the additions are?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not very big.
He's just looking at the bedroom.
One bedroom.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
the lot's not huge. I don't have a lot of room to work with.
Envelope of construction,
That's where it would be if it was conforming.
yeah.
So it's very non-conforming.
Well, it's not very big yet.
It's not very big, and
I thought you put a second floor on, I'm sorry.
I looked into putting a second floor on, and I just can't swing it with
I got
the
you.
price of everything right now. That's why we
You
can't
got a
go with
basement?
this. Yes.
You gonna put a basement in this too?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you need the room.
I need the room.
You need the room, yeah.
This area is currently paved, it says too on the plan?
Yeah. So the addition's gonna, there's currently a mudroom and a deck, and then both of those are going to be demolished, and then this is going to go about 6 feet into the driveway. The driveway is the biggest part of the property.
Right here, it's a book, you're only putting a little piece of it.
Yeah, from what I'm taking away and what I'm putting on, the actual addition is
Yeah.
really, is not as much.
Feel bad for you. It's tough.
If you want to throw me some extra, I can put on more.
It's tough, I know, no, I've been through it. I
I
had to do
tried
the
to,
same
I've been
thing.
trying to buy something else for
I know,
3
yeah, I
years.
can't imagine. no.
I've 14 offers later, and
Yeah.
I gave up.
I just feel bad for you, I mean,
Yeah.
that's tough, that,
It's not
But-
great.
you know, you gotta do what you gotta do here, so,
You're gonna have a nice new.
yeah,
Nice bedroom, get to make it the way I want.
right, yeah.
Look on the parcels.
Any concerns from your butters at all? Did you talk to all your butters?
Yeah, I've talked to my neighbors, there's no one who has an issue.
So we don't really need the variance if it's non.
Because I don't think it meets the,
Non-conforming use to
The,
further non-conforming, right?
one of the only things that is conforming there is that side setback on that side.
Because it meets the 20-foot side setback?
It's going from 25.94 to 14.
Okay.
Or actually, I took 23.52 to 14.
I mean, it's 20 feet, right?
20 feet in that area.
Yeah. But even still, it's a non-conforming use that you're making more non-conforming, so I don't think you really need a variance. I think you just need
The finding,
a finding.
Yeah, if that's how the
I
ZBA feels on it, then it
I'd prefer not
certainly
to do the
works.
variance only because it's more difficult to get.
yeah.
Yeah, no, if you guys are comfortable issuing it just as a
If you-
finding
if you
on
wish
there,
a Building
then
permit based on the section 6 finding.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
You drop the variance.
Sometimes
part.
I don't want to have
No,
them come for a
no,
finding and
no,
then
that's
told to
good.
come back for a variance,
I
so.
understand.
I mean, that's why we talk about it here now.
Yeah.
Always put it on
I
there,
think
Exactly.
and then we'll
Happy that's what they
decide.
drop.
I think
just-
you're making a non-conforming.
Definitely put it
structure
on there.
Non-conforming, so I don't think we've done it before. We just say we don't need this variance.
Because, I mean, he's really, I feel bad, but,
Yeah, it's just, if you guys don't feel it's more detrimental in any
Oh,
way, then.
no,
Exactly.
no.
Right. If
Where we're at.
if you think it's more
Whole area, people are adding on to their
Right,
houses.
Exactly.
Everyone in that
At
neighborhood.
least he's,
Oh,
willing-
yeah, they've gone
It's a
at least he's
tight
willing to
neighborhood.
stay,
Everything, yeah.
you know? He's trying to stay here, so
He's
throw the kid a bone.
It's improving the property, actually. so.
Right, exactly. All right,
Do we have any more questions for him?
I do not.
I do not. Would you like to speak on this matter? No? Okay.
It's my contract.
Well, then I would entertain a motion to close the
Motion to
public.
close the public hearing?
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so discussion about this. Again, like the last one, I think adding something about maintaining the architectural style
Yeah.
would be a good thing.
Yep.
yeah. The thing too, you have such a small lot here, I mean, small house. How many bedrooms does that give you?
Yeah.
God bless you.
Huge.
Yeah,
Make a difference.
yeah. It does.
It's up to you.
And I don't think, I know this neighborhood, they're all like this, and
Right.
it's like Ekstrom Circle, I mean, they're all cookie cutter type of homes. He wants to
On
stay,
postage stamps lots.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
anything else?
I don't have any more discussion. As long as they maintain the basic look of the house with the addition, that's fine with me.
You want me to,
So he's taking the deck off, the back.
yep,
and he's taking a little side porch off.
Yep.
To build this addition. Would he have to, if he wanted to put another deck on the back of this addition, would he have to come back and get a variance for that?
I believe the deck is on this plan.
It is on the plan.
Oh, it is?
Shows-
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, so we're proving what we're seeing
Well, it
here.
shows where it is.
I thought, that-
The deck moves out back, right?
so we pushed the deck out back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's,
I apologize.
no variance or anything needed for that. That's,
No, because it's still, it's.
right, go along with it.
Yeah, so,
So you gonna, this, how do you wanna play this? With the variance, not,
just don't act on it, or just have them withdraw it.
So
so we
if this
don't,
is a new deck on the back,
No, that's the existing deck.
that's the existing deck? Okay.
On the plan?
On the plan is the existing deck, yeah.
That's what I thought I was reading when I looked
Oh,
at it.
so what-
I
you're
didn't think
building-
that was the new.
you're building over part of it?
I'm sorry.
You're building over part of the deck?
Yeah.
The part that went down to the front of the driveway, he's going to remove with the addition, but that deck is an existing deck. It's not a new deck, it's not part of the build, which is
Okay.
why I was asking the question.
Gotcha.
My apology, I just didn't clarify myself. I think the deck is pre-existing, so that's also non-conforming, because I don't think it meets the
Well,
20 the whole
everything
property.
there is
the
non-conforming.
whole thing, yeah.
It's non-conforming and you're making it more non-conforming.
Right, so
But he doesn't need a variance for the deck, because the deck is already there.
that's correct.
Okay.
That's the question I was asking.
Yeah.
If he needed it, or did we have to get it? So if you're willing to go with
So
that.
do we ask him if he wants to drop the variance, or we just drop it out of it, so, I think.
No, I think it'd be, actually, we shouldn't have closed the hearing, but
Yeah.
you should,
Yeah,
yeah,
We
go ahead.
hadn't made a determination whether or not we were gonna add another deck or not. I wasn't sure.
Oh, sorry.
It's gonna be,
Can you just
yeah.
yeah, why don't you come back up?
You wanna open-
Let's reopen this.
Can we open the public hearing again?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Okay, here we go.
The deck we had, we have not finalized whether or not we're gonna put another deck on. The deck is
It's in the-
small.
It's on this.
It's on that because that's where it is, but
That's where it is now.
the addition is going to be flush to the back of the house, so it's going to have to, I have to take out the deck
Okay.
in order to meet that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
The picture,
What's your question? If you want to build a deck? with-
If we do end up putting another deck back on,
you'll have to talk to Bill and
You'll be back here.
I'll be
Same
back
deal
here.
for
for
fine.
another-
Same
for
thing.
another
because
side.
there was a picture here, and it showed the deck in the back.
yeah,
So you're taking that,
I have to, yeah.
taking that out.
Taking it out.
Yes,
It's,
fill in that
it's
area.
too small anyway.
While we got you there, we're finding that the variance isn't necessary. Do you agree that we should take the variance off the,
So we would just ask you to withdraw the variance.
withdraw the variance? Would you do
Okay.
that?
Yeah,
You agree to it? Okay.
You agree to it?
I don't
I'd like to
understand it.
withdraw the variance.
Okay, beautiful.
Just state that.
I
Yeah,
withdraw
yes.
the, okay, I
Wanna
withdraw
drop
the
the
variance.
We don't,
Yes.
you don't really need the variance.
Yeah.
Okay.
The section 6 finding is going to get you what you need, so,
Beautiful.
And it makes it easier for us to make the determination,
Exactly.
believe me.
yes.
Okay.
All right, so,
So let's close the hearing.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
Motion to, anything else to be said?
no.
Motion to close the
There's only
public
two
hearing.
people here who are messing this all up. Go ahead.
Second, he,
I motion to close the public hearing again.
all in favor? Aye. All right.
You're up.
All right, I'm up. So, petitioner Mark Linder, is that it? Later. For a finding per MGL Chapter 40A, Section 6, to construct a one-story addition on a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The property is located at 69 Doris Drive and on Assessors Map 4, Lot 150, in a medium-density residential R30 zone, as long as it stays with the conformity of the house,
Existing structure.
yep, to be approved.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. All
Okay.
right, thank you very much.
I don't know why that was so hard.
It just takes long, that's all.
All right,
Good luck.
good luck with everything.
So you guys,
Thanks for staying in the town.
Well, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.